Hello viewers, welcome to India Today. This is Maruti Acharya.
And I am Sanjay Ponnappa.
And we just completed watching the film Firefly. Before getting into details, Sanjay, what was your experience watching the film?
I was very impressed by the attempt and the intent shown by the film and the filmmaker. Very impressed, looking forward to more work from his side.
My one-liner would be a great attempt. Again, not for everybody. But if you want to see something new, something different in Indian cinema, especially Kannada cinema, I think Firefly is for you.
Firefly is the new Kannada film that has released in theatres. It is written and directed by Vamshi, a debutant who is also the lead actor in this film. The film also features Sudha, Rani, Achyuth, Kumar, Rachana Inder and a lot of supporting cast. The music is by Charan Raj. The cinematography has been done by Abhilash. The editor is Suresh Arumugam and the production design has been done by Varadraj Kamath. The reason why I am stating all the technicians' names here, everybody over here, all the names that I listed, deserves a lot of credit.
What works in the movie? The theme of the movie is showing trauma, depression, sadness in a beautiful way. A guy who's going through all of this in a beautiful way. So thematically only if you look at it, it is a very metaphorical storytelling. So this requires lot of thought from every department, okay? Camera, technical department, dialogue, production design, how are you presenting it, how are you showing it, what is the character doing, what is the intent. The format that they've chosen, the way they have dealt with sequences, it feels very new, fresh. So this fresh, new, nice feeling is the first and biggest positive quality of Firefly.
Another positive quality of Firefly is being consistent with the way what it is. It is unabashedly owning up to the identity it created for itself. Right from the trailer to all the promotional material, the songs that they've released, they maintain this whole, world that the maker Vamshi Krishna has created. And that has stayed very consistent in the film as well. And that is another aspect that I was really impressed by. I say this because in recent times we see a lot of films, having all the wacky edits with the trailer, but none of them being in the film actually. Here, it is like they have maintained this consistency, which impressed me a lot because they're taking a huge risk first by choosing a topic like depression. In the Kannada film industry in India, as it is in the society, apart from the metro cities, it is still sort of a taboo topic to be talking about. And to choose that as the central theme of the film and, to bank on so much as debut actor, director, debut producer, Niveditha Shivarajkumar, all of that is just, kudos to the courage that they showed.
Also, technical departments, trust me, every technical department did a brilliant job. The entire team of Firefly, right, had only one thing. We have to show something new, something different, give an experience which people have not experienced before. So that intent is definitely translated onto big screen. Taking from Charan Raj's music, the cinematography, most of the frames, if you look at it, there are leading lines everywhere. There is a metaphorical story. There is a reason why a certain room or a certain wall looks in a certain color. A certain flowers arranged in that has a certain meaning and it is adding something to the situation. So everything is very, very metaphorical. Again, the production values. First of all, Niveditha Shivarajkumar for accepting a concept and story like this and deciding that taking that onto big screen itself is a praiseworthy job because this is not a regular conventional film, but they went all out. Again, some compromises, okay, we'll take it, but again, we will make it a little mass, we'll make it for understandable for audience. They didn't choose any of that. They went all out as what I felt, which is a very good quality. The Wes Anderson touch in it, everything feels artificial, yes, but it has a purpose to it. Everything feels slow, melodramatic at some portions, but it has a purpose to it. Everything feels bright, colorful. It has a purpose to it. So thematically, the technical departments, the music, the editing, all of them did a phenomenal job.
So there was a lot of Western influence. Yeah. There was a lot of, Western cinema influence in this film that was quite evident in my opinion.
Correct.
Like you brought in Wes Anderson, there was also, I felt, a bit of La La Land or musicals like that with its music. The kind of way it had all sorts of music is what I felt. There was a proper versatility to the music in this film, and again, Charan Raj, he has one time and again proven that he is one of those music directors to look out for. Another big high for me was Shivarajkumar's cameo in the film.
Yeah.
Right from his entrance, this is not a spoiler because it was revealed in the trailer. Right from his entrance through that elevator to everything else that happens with him, and how even his character has an arc to complete. The thought was given to the character,
Yeah.
and it was not just that, okay, Shivana is there, our
Correct.
producer's father. Charm
Yeah,
of
charm of
Shivana.
Shivana.
The charm of Shivana is just so adorable.
Yeah, talking about what didn't work for me. For me, the inconsistency in the film is the biggest drawback for me. When I say inconsistency, it is not with the presentation style, but with the content. Because whatever the themes, the way they wanted to tell the story, they stuck to that and they showed the entire movie in that way itself. But the concepts that they were talking about, the themes, especially with the first half, right? It was smooth, nice, you understand where this is going, you feel it. But second half, some portion feels extremely rushed, some portions feel extremely slow. So the inconsistency of what emotion to feel what point at a certain way will dilute the entire essence of the film. And by the end, when you're supposed to feel, to give an example, when you watch Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara, the Bollywood film, right, you feel a certain way when they're running in the climax. That is how you're actually supposed to feel with Firefly also, the emotional high. But here, oh, okay. So you have that high feeling, you feel nice about it, but you're not there, you're not fully there. So I think these inconsistencies with screenplay is what brings down the emotion and dilutes the film a little.
See, while I do not agree with the part where you say the emotions and how they handled it isn't consistent.
Okay.
For me, I felt like that went with the narrative of this being a very blurred vision of the central character. I totally agree with your, the way you pointed out the difference between the first half and the second half. Because for me too, the first half felt like it was crisp. But the second half, where the main character has something else that he is craving for in the second half, but that whole point is some way, forgotten with everything that is happening in the second half.
Correct.
Because there's a lot of things that is happening there, but it all felt like it's not part of the story. It is the concepts that has been,
Correct.
created, and that is being shown in the film.
Yeah.
The pacing there was a little problem. So that somehow acts as a drawback. In my opinion, the biggest drawback in the film is that one.
That is the emotional inconsistency, because when you take a character driven story, right, when it is going a certain way, all the points that change, the transition points, the audience are also supposed to feel a certain way, so that in the end everybody is on the same page feeling a similar reaction. But here I feel like the points are a little away from each other. It is not evenly organized, because of which you will not get that complete feeling, is what I personally felt. What do you think? Mention that in the comments below.
Films as a whole is so subjective. This topic is so subjective. And the kind of film this is, it certainly, I feel like, will divide the audiences into the multiplex.
Correct.
And the single screen audience kind of way.
I would say it will divide people into I liked it and I didn't understand or I didn't feel anything. There's no middle ground with this movie, because it's good because they've chosen to be a certain way. So you might only attract certain kind of audience, which is fine, because as a storyteller, I think you should stick to your ground. You tell what you want to tell. It is on audience whether they will take it or not.
A couple of months ago, we watched Mithya, which is, one end of how you show depression. And now we have Firefly, which is the other end.
Yeah.
This is the carrot, that is the stick. It's like it beats it into you that, okay, a depressed feeling is like this. This is what a character goes through while it is depressed or while they are depressed. And here with the carrot, he very smoothly just tells it to you. So
the reviews on the channel, to check it out.
Yes, and so does Firefly. I would absolutely love it if all of you guys watch the film, go give it a try. Maybe you like it, maybe you don't. But for the kind of attempt that the filmmaker has done, who's showing great potential to be one of the standout filmmakers in Kannada film industry, I would definitely urge you to go to the theatres and watch this.
With that, this is Maruti Acharya.
And I am Sanjay Ponnappa.
And you're watching India Today.